Wes, and welcome to the Martin Talk Show. Thank you for joining me. We're here to find out about your show that you're taking to the Edinburgh Fringe, Born Blue.
Yeah, thanks so much for having me. This is great.
Yeah, no
Y-
problem at all.
yeah,
Excited
this
to find out what your show's about.
yeah, it's basically it's a culmination of my many years of. I mean, I've been doing entertainment in different ways for a long time, and I kind of wanted to combine it all in a one-person show. So I'm a musician, but I also did comedy for many years, and I kind of gave up doing stand-up, and that's in the show.
Hmm.
Stand-up was really, really difficult, and you have to have really thick skin for it. But I really miss getting on stage, so I made this show. It's about my life, but it's about kind of dealing with weird family stuff and also kind of trying to stay true to yourself in this kind of difficult society to do that. Basically, go through all of my many failures and kind of hoping that people are kind of relate to it because it's just not easy sometimes being a creative person. So it's a
Hmm.
lot about all the jobs I've had and all the things I've done to try to make a living while still trying to do art. So it's really about that mostly.
It's about your trials and your tribulations and how you've got to where you are now. So tell me the name Born Blue. I read a bit of the description. I've looked what your show's about, and so Born Blue. What does that mean?
Yes. So it's really exactly how it sounds. I was born physically the color blue. I
Yeah,
basically,
is this true?
yeah. I
Right.
messed
Okay.
up. I messed up being born, and I. So when I told people that, they thought I was joking, but it's like, no, I was actually the color blue. I wasn't like born sad or something, born on a rainy day. I was born blue. So I messed up being born, and then they had to kind of fly me to another hospital because the one I was born in didn't have the means to take care of me. They had to put me in an incubator and stuff like that. So basically, because I've come up against so many things in my life, I wonder if my brain chemistry is different because of
Was
the way I
altered
was
at that.
born.
Right. Okay. It was altered at
Yeah,
the instant you came into being. There was something
yeah,
different happening.
my
Now
very
that
first mistake.
so my daughter was born blue. Now think
Yeah.
about this. Now, in the sense of the it was a very weird experience because I didn't do any research into what happens at the pregnancy, at their childbirth. I just turned up and held my wife's hand, and when she came out, she was blue, and I was in shock. I was like, "What the hell is going on here?" But it only lasted for about 30 seconds
Oh,
before
okay.
before the color came through.
So,
There was just this blue baby, and then she took her first breath after about 30 seconds, and as she breathed in the oxygen, the color just went through her body, and
oh
and I and
wow.
I and I wasn't prepared for this as a dad. I didn't know. I
Yeah.
was like, what the hell is happening here?
Wow. So
So
that
so
was her
is
first breath basically. Her first breath got her oxygenated and it was like her
uh, and the color
realizing.
through. So is
Wow.
that similar to what happened with you, but it just lasted longer?
No, I swallowed amniotic fluid on the way out of the birth canal, which babies all seem to know not to do, but I didn't. I didn't get the memo, uh, so I did that wrong. So that's why they couldn't. Like they had to put me in an incubator and put a bunch of tubes in me, and no one knew what was going to happen, and they thought I was going to die.
Mm.
So apparently the blue thing is quite normal. What you experienced, I had a friend who had the same thing with their baby, but again, it kind of went away quicker.
Mm.
So it was a traumatic experience for my mother, who brings it up basically every year at my birthday. Just like, you almost died.
But there's a lot of talk in psychology, and I'm no expert, so I'm not even going to pretend to be, but of trauma in the womb. Have you heard
Mm.
about this? That
Yes.
if you go through trauma in the womb, then that can travel through your life with you. That can stay and cause you issues later down the line, to the point that it's actually asked of psychiatrists. did your mum go through any trauma while she was during pregnancy that you're aware of?
Yeah, yeah, it's that stuff sticks with you. It's in those formative years and those formative moments. It's like it can change you, and I actually genuinely wonder if it did change me because I just can't seem to be normal. I
Being
don't
normal?
know. I guess I don't know. I don't know
And
what that means either.
no, and should we like? I think we all do this, don't we? We all have this want to be normal, but should we?
I Yeah, it's a silly notion. I guess my whole thing is just wanting to make wondering if I made bad decisions along the way, but I'm not regretful at all. I'm just kind of learning as I go, which I think is the
Mm.
point of life.
And so, is that what you're trying to get at with this show? Is you trying to answer some questions?
Yeah, I say it's a self-reflective comedy with music because I put songs in there, but it's not a musical. But it's about figuring out who you are and kind of staring at the kind of hard stuff. I did a lot of work through the trauma that I had in my life, and I found that I came out a better person for not avoiding it because I used to avoid it. So
Mm.
it's about a lot of things that I think a lot of us do because it's just not that easy being human. And a lot the hard stuff is easy to just kind of put away, but I guess my point is facing it is better in the long run for you.
Hmm.
Not easy, but
Mm. And has your art, has your craft, has that helped you face it in any way?
oh, for sure. Yeah, I mean it's been the only thing that's kept me sane through my life. I need a project and I need something that gets me excited, and it's always those creative things that keeps me going and kind of keeps me learning about myself as I go. And
Hmm.
I did this show a few years ago. I live in like a small town, a small city in Canada, and I did it for a fringe festival a few years ago, which was my first time doing it. And it was so interesting because people came up to me after the show, and then they had a lot of stories. My stories prompted their stories, and I love listening to people's stories. I feel like a lot of us we're not used to listening. We like to talk, but a lot of us don't like to listen. But I love to listen. So when people came up to me with their own things, I was pretty thrilled about that. It was really neat.
Yeah. What did that do for you? How did that feel when people were coming up to you with their journeys that they've had and they've found a connection in your story?
Well, yeah, I felt a connection. I felt like all of a sudden it felt like because they now knew so much about me that we weren't strangers, even though we haven't talked. And that's a big goal of mine is
Hmm.
I feel that it's very easy to be alone nowadays because we have so much technology and it's amazing technology, but I find that all of us need connection. We need human
Mm.
connection, and I feel like it's kind of drifting away in a lot of ways. And I miss being with people. I'm in my studio a lot by myself. Like I'm talking about myself too. Like I do voiceover stuff, and I'm always just in here alone. And I really I miss connecting, and
Hmm.
this is my way of doing that, and hopefully an entertaining way and not too sad way.
Hmm.
I want people to walk out being happy.
Well, I think going to something like the Edinburgh Fringe, have you been before?
I've been, but I've never performed there. So I've seen it. It's
So
quite an amazing thing. Yeah,
so you've experienced the festival. So
yeah.
I went last year, going back this year, and yeah, I would say that this is one of the best places that I've ever experienced for that connection
Mm,
with others, for that finding like-minded people where everyone is seeking that same thing.
yeah, yeah. That's you can feel the energy when you walk into a room. Like
Hmm.
everyone's ready for it, which I love
So,
that.
so what's your dream for the festival this year? What do you attending it as a performer rather than someone going there as an audience or someone just experiencing it, but you're now going to be part of it. What
Hmm.
does that dream look like?
I mean, for me, I really miss performing, and the dream for me is just to kind of hopefully get a few people to the show, just so they can see it and experience it. I'm really looking forward to seeing a bunch of other shows too, which is going to be amazing. But I've never performed this many consecutive dates by myself. Like I used to be in a band and tour, and it's different with when you're with people. But I'm kind of throwing my guts on a stage. And I'm going to be doing it for like 21 days in a row. Like, how do you like my guts, everybody? Very vulnerable up here. but
Yeah, no,
I'm
it's an
excited for that.
incredibly vulnerable place, isn't it, to be? To You're on the stage by yourself. That's one thing as an actor, as a performer, but you're telling your truth. You're telling your story as well. So you really are pulling your guts out. You really are
Yeah.
opening up and saying, I guess you're saying, this is me.
Yeah, that's exactly it. And I want people to feel like they know me, even though they don't. Which I
Mhm.
had that experience before, so I hope I have that kind of thing again, just more of them.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, I'm
So,
excited.
so yeah, that connection thing is so important to us, isn't it? And it really, I have a studio myself, and I get that same thing when I'm just working on the work and I'm there by myself. There's a it's not just the fact that the studio's empty, but there's just like an emptiness in life as well when you're not
Yeah,
connecting with others.
yeah, and it's kind of a big part of what keeps people going. They've done so many studies of the people who live the longest lives and the most fulfilling lives, and those people have community, a community that
Mm,
they work with, and they love, and kind of like there's a lot of studies about how much we need that, and then all these new studies about how depression is as high as it's ever been, and it's because of this isolation. It's not
mm.
really what we're supposed to do, and it's hard because I don't know what's led us here, but it's sometimes it's really fun to be alone, and we can do whatever
Mm.
we want. But I'm definitely feeling that need of just getting out there, and I'm excited to just come to Edinburgh for a month. It's going to be great.
Yeah, no, yeah, and it will give you that thing for sure. It will, I'm thinking to this morning and how I felt. I've been on a real high this morning. I've
Mm,
been feeling really good about. I've been putting a crowdfunding thing out there to get my podcast to the Edinburgh Fringe,
hmm.
and I sent a text message to my community, to my group of people, asking for a little bit of help with sharing on social media, and the response has been overwhelmingly positive to that. And it's not just the feeling good that some people have paid £5, £10 to give me a coffee to help fuel the journey. It's just the fact that they're saying, I like what you're doing, keep doing it. That side of it just means so much.
Oh
The
yeah,
the people around you are going, go on, keep going, go a little bit further. You got this.
yeah,
That
yeah.
is it puts you on a real high, and I get what you're saying about scientists looking at this, your community, people that have a community, live longer lives. I feel
Hmm.
like how I feel this morning has changed how I feel.
Yeah, yeah.
That's
And
just wonderful.
isn't that amazing? And like, you probably have had days like I have where it's like you make something that you're really proud of, and you're like, why didn't someone see that? Or you get
Mhm.
down on yourself about, and you have no control over the outcome of what you're making. All you can do is keep doing it and do the best you can. But I've been
Mm.
down on myself so many times, and it's like I'm starting to realize how silly that is. And it's just about doing it. It's just
Mm.
doing the best you can. And if it hits people, man, you're right. Like it feels so good.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah,
And
you
that's
can't look to that outcome too much. You can't look for the audience recognition, or that's when it becomes painful. That's when we get wrapped up in imagined scenarios. I guess when
hmm.
we're looking for the audience,
Yeah.
then we're just in a space in our head that doesn't necessarily exist.
Yep,
But
yeah, we're making it up as we go. But I'm so glad that you had that. You're energized from that. That's such a good feeling.
yeah, and this kind, we're you're the other side of the world in Canada, and I'm getting to meet you for the first time, Wes, and these are like amazing moments that we can have and build connections, and those
Yeah,
connections will build that even stronger at the Edinburgh Fringe for sure. Um, and I think that's the experience of most of the people going to festivals like this.
Yeah, they love the arts and they love people and they just love. I mean, it's all positive stuff.
Hmm.
That's I think what we're in need of. I can't read the news anymore. It's not doing me any good.
No, no.
We need these festivals.
We do. We need these real life connection moments, and yeah, the news, X, all of that. It's just negativity, negativity, and it draws you down, and you can go down these really dark holes, and it's hard to get out of them. And like
Yeah,
you say, I am also in that place of where did this start? Why did this start? And it's time for us to, I think it's time for us to make a pivot and change into these
yeah.
real world connection moments rather than just all connecting online.
Yeah, it's not working for us. I think like you said, it's time to pivot. It's
Hmm.
the proof
Yeah.
is right in front of us. So,
Hmm.
but this, I'm just glad that festivals like this are still happening.
Hmm.
That's good.
Tell me a little bit about the experiences you've had from other festivals. You say you've taken this to a few other places. What has kind of you've had the reaction from people and the connection, but what have people been saying about the show?
Well, the a lot of people really, some of them had more questions, like more personal, like,
Hmm.
your sister did that, my sister's like that. They kind of wanted to compare family stuff like that. A lot of people just, a lot of people found it interesting just because it's kind of a unique show. I don't know how to describe it, but
Okay.
it's yeah. I mean,
It's
it,
often hard to bring an audience into a unique show. I guess people like to kind of know what they're in for.
yeah.
Is there anything you could compare it to, or audiences compared it to?
I mean, it's along the lines of something like if you've heard of Mike Birbiglia, he does kind of long form stand up sets, but mine isn't really stand up. He does a lot of storytelling. Mine's
Hmm.
very driven by storytelling, but it also has music. So it's kind of like if Mike Birbiglia was a musician. It's hard to describe, but it's long
Hmm.
form stories that has a lot of like funny stuff, sad stuff, and then some music to lighten the mood
Hmm.
to keep
That's
it
kind
going.
of that's I think I asked quite a hard question there of you actually. That I don't think as a creator we always know what it is that we're making, and I think it's actually the audience that kind of work that out later on, don't they? I think that's part of their job to work out
Yeah,
what the thing is. We just
true.
make it, don't we?
Yeah, it's I know it so well and it's in my head and I'm still like, how is someone going to perceive this? Like I know how I
Mm.
perceive it, but it's like it's so interesting to see how other people, different people might perceive it. And
Hmm.
I'm excited I'm just ready to do it. I've been kind of obsessing over this since December.
And so, what is that perception for you then? Let's go a bit deeper into that. What is the perception of the show for you?
For me, I mean, it's just like I wake up every time I rehearse it, I go through my entire life again. So I seem to know my life really well now. But my perception, I mean, it's so hard because it's like I think it's a very different, interesting show, but I don't know how other people will perceive it. It might like I did this show once, and it was a weird afternoon slot, and there were about three people there, and there were two kind of older ladies who did not seem to be having a good time at all. And I was like, I don't know how I'm going to make these two laugh, but man, did I feel like I had to win them over.
And did you?
At one point, I saw them laugh. Yeah. The
Okay,
rest of
well,
the time,
I think
they
that's a
kind of
win.
had. Yeah, I was proud of myself, but man, when you're up there and you see that, you're like, oh, geez, I'm
Mm.
so sorry. I think you came to the wrong show.
It's a hard one. I believe you should never apologize to an audience.
No, no, no.
It is up to them. They don't ha No one has to. We don't all have to like it, do we? We don't
Nope.
all have to get it. You know, we've all lived different experience, and I guess that's what informs our judgment of a piece of work.
Yep, yep. It's all people's own experiences, and I mean, I think you know what you're getting into if you read my description and you come to it. I'll do
And
my
I
best to make you laugh.
and I think that's part of the joy of the Fringe, of discovering different things like this.
Well, yeah. I mean, there's so many shows, and there's
Mm.
man, like I wish I could kind of see them all because it's like a lot of them look really good.
Hmm.
That's why I can't.
I think that it's over 5,000 this year. I think
Yeah,
the
it's so.
and
It's
that that
bigger.
that that's just the official stuff, because there's off Fringe stuff as well that's going on, and
Yeah,
yeah.
there's so many street performances and so many different like impromptu things.
Hmm.
It's a little bigger than the one that my city does.
Mhm. And so, past the Fringe, then, do you look past it at all, or like you say, you've been working on this festival since December, but at any point do you go, right, this is what I'm hoping September to next December looks like, or do you just think about the now?
I mean, I'm always hopeful that this could possibly branch into something else. For me, I would love if I could somehow make this a touring show for next year.
Mm,
I don't, you know, I'd have to meet the right people and see if there was interest to do that. But I'd really like to do this as many times as I could in front of a bunch of people. So I'm hoping, yeah, this time next year I have some kind of tour plans or something like that would be great.
mhm. Yeah, well, like I say, this is the place for that for the opportunity for that to happen, and those connections to start to build to help your show, because your show wants to grow, doesn't it?
Yeah, yeah, and it's like it was actually the hardest part of the show has been getting it down to an hour, which I never thought that would be a problem. Like when I used to do stand up, it's like, holy, how am I going to do 5 minutes? And now it's like I need an hour and a half. This isn't enough time.
Uh, Yeah, that's the thing with the Fringe. All Fringe shows are around that hour mark, aren't they? And
Hmm.
perhaps your piece of work, did you say an hour and a half originally, or what is
Yeah,
the time on it?
like naturally, it could easily be an hour and a half. So I've had to shave it down multiple times just to get it in there, which has been a great exercise for editing and just kind of, yeah, really good exercise for that. So I feel it's as tight as it can possibly be, but I also feel like it could be much more.
Yes. How does that feel when you're cutting your work, bits of your work away?
Well, it initially hurts because you get so attached to things.
Yes.
Again, you make up these things in your mind like people are gonna love that because I love
Mhm.
it. So it's kind of like getting rid of a few of your babies, but I'm not getting rid of them. I'm just setting them on the side. I'm like, I'll bring it back.
Yes, of course. Yeah, because yeah, if the show has got a future that you're hoping to work towards, then yeah, putting them on the side is a great way of referencing it, of being
Yeah,
like, no, you're just sitting in the wings for a moment,
that's it.
while I go and take the main body of the work out.
Yep, yep. And I actually like where it's at now. It was like
Hmm.
really cool. Just editing can be really interesting too because it really makes you figure out what's important and what isn't. What's just kind of additional stuff. So this whole experience, even like up to this point, has been terrific. Just because I've learned a lot about like there's so much involved, the marketing of it, the getting your billboards, getting yeah. I've learned a lot.
What would you say is a big takeaway since you started this project in December?
I would say that the big takeaway is you really have to be driven, I guess. You have to really, really care about this because only you're going to do it. You're the only one who's going to do it. And for me, it was just like you can kind of learn anything. For me, a lot of that stuff was a bit scary. And I'm like, am I going to do it right? I don't know about graphic design. I don't know this and that. But if you have the time and you really care about it, then you'll figure it out.
Hmm.
And it's important. If it's important to you, then I mean, you got to show people that it's important to you, or else they're not going to care.
Mm. Yeah, yeah. You need to find a way, don't you? You need
Yeah.
to find a way to make these different elements work, and there isn't just. That's one of the things I love about theatre, that it's not one element. It isn't
Hmm.
just writing your story. It's
Yeah.
also about crafting the acting, adding in the music, and like you say, the graphic design stuff as well, the marketing. There's
Yeah.
so many different elements to putting on a show. And I guess there's something special in if that all comes from you, all comes from one place.
Yeah, yeah. It's like it's interesting thinking because I know a lot of people have groups that they go with, and it's like I was kind of like,
Hmm.
oh, that would have been cool if I could say, hey, maybe you do this and I'll do this. It's kind of like what we used to do in bands. But yeah, it's all me except for the person who designed the poster, and they did a great job. And then yeah, it's a real learning experience, and I actually really love it. It's cool. It's like kind of like yeah, you're a one man. You just do it all.
Yeah. You're a one man band creating a
Yeah,
creating a theatre experience, creating a theatre show.
yeah,
So
yeah.
where are we going to find your show? Where are you on?
So yeah, I'm doing at the Green Side. So it's the Clover Studio, and now I'd have to get up the address, but it's
Well, what I'll be sure to do, I'll make sure that I add in the comments to this video a link to your production
yeah, the
for
tickets.
Born
Yeah,
Blue for finding the tickets. And how are you going to be marketing the show once you're there? Are you going to be on the streets reaching out to audiences? Are you going to be doing anything in particular?
yeah. Like I'm trying to figure out what my next move is because
Hmm.
I I I definitely am going to do some of that. I always I don't want to get into people's space because I know that's always a kind of a weird. I know myself sometimes I'm like okay, okay.
Yes, yeah.
So I'm hoping to be like non-intrusive, and maybe I'll just cover myself in posters or paint my whole body blue. I don't know. No, I probably won't do that.
Did, did that just come up on the spot there?
Yeah, I was like,
Or
I'll
that
just
crossed your mind?
I don't know. It did cross my mind, but then they'd probably think I was in the Blue Man Group, and they'd probably go to a
Ah,
different show.
yes. Yes, yeah, there
That
is
worked
that.
against me.
Mm. But there is some. I agree with you. That thing about getting up in people's space. I'm also of that same mindset. I don't like that when people invade my area trying to push and sell something on me. So I'm
Yeah,
also very considerate when I go out there into the world and say, "Come to my thing," of how it would make me feel. But at the
yeah,
same time, you want to let no people know that you exist in amongst 5,000 other productions.
yeah. It's always been the hardest thing for me is marketing myself because I just don't like getting into people's space in any
Mhm.
way. So I have to definitely face that and get a little bit better and figure out my way of doing it that won't make me or them feel weird.
Hmm. And have you got any idea what that will look like? How you would do that? Figure that out?
I mean, I am just gonna go on the streets probably with some of my pamphlets, just the simple way, and just see if
Hmm.
people want to take them. I don't know if I'll do like,
Take it step by step.
yeah, yeah. I don't know if I'll do like the auctioneer, like come to my show, get to my show, like get really loud, and probably won't do that. But I'll just see if people would like to take them, and you know,
Hmm. One of the nicest things that I've seen at festivals is when people just have a chat. When you offer the leaflet, but then you have a conversation with
hmm
someone. So it's not that forcefulness of come see my show or shout it out loud, but it's just like when the leaflet hands over, then there's just that little backwards and forth. My show's about this. What kind of things are you into? And
yeah.
that works for me very well when I'm engaged to go and see something.
So you'll approach people and kind of start a subject, or
Start a conversation about what is it you're doing here? What is it you're
mm,
doing at the Fringe?
yeah, okay.
What are you looking for? And then if your show fits into that conversation, it's like, well, great. Hopefully, I've got the thing that you're looking for right here.
Yeah, yeah, that's not like in your face. That's a pretty good way of doing it.
Very much
Yeah.
like how we've been with this conversation today. Nothing forceful about it. We just explore where it goes. And but with you, when you're on the street, yeah, the next step is, well, come this way,
Yeah, yeah.
and we can explore more of this.
Yeah. Okay, thanks.
So.
That's a good tip. Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm going to do
I
that.
don't normally do that. I'm normally looking for the tips.
We can help each other.
I think we should, shouldn't we? I think that's what this is all about. coming back to those, rounding it up, this conversation, coming back to those connections that we're building. I think this is how we do it. We help each other.
Yeah, definitely. I love that. I love that you're doing this, and it's a great project, and I love how interested you are in it. It's cool.
Wonderful. I really appreciate that, Wes, and I do look forward to coming to see your show.
Me too.
I'll be sure to book the tickets.
Yeah, so, I'm really excited too.
Yeah, and maybe if you're up for it, we'll have a chat at the Fringe after one of your shows if you've got time.
Of course, I'll definitely have time. That would be great.
Wonderful. Well, thanks again, Wes. And if anyone has been watching or listening to this conversation, we appreciate you for joining us.
Yeah,
thank you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.